Let me see where we're at in our notes here that haven't been following for a while.
10 years older than me. There's something weird about that.
11. I'm 51. It's an entire 11. You must be here.
I'm 41.
Oh, I thought you said you're 40.
41.
Pretty good. Okay.
I'm turning 42.
It's actually 10 years. There you go. When did you turn 42?
November 30th.
On November 11th.
It's greater than his.
So I'll be 11 years older than you for,
3 weeks.
yes, a very
Is
short
this the
time.
high key thing going on?
It must be.
Okay, so the next challenge here is communicating what you're sent to do in a way that you can excite the imagination, you capture the imagination, as 1 Corinthians puts it, of people who are potential to get on board if they're presented vision from the Holy Spirit. So let's work a little bit at a church statement that could be used in advertising perhaps, or could be used on a billboard. Something that captures this, that says, here's where we're going, and if you want to get on board, this is what you're getting on board with. Have you already worked at this? Do you have a statement or a body of understanding about it? So let's just think with me for a little bit. You're talking to somebody who's never heard of Connection Church, and you say, I want a bunch of different answers for this. I want a free floating thinking for a little bit, so we capture some wild stuff, not the churchy stuff. But let's say you're talking to somebody who doesn't attend church right now and has never heard of Connection Church, and you say, we're trying to do a different kind of church. Our church is going to be about.
I don't know. I mean, that's
You should answer last, Dave.
okay. Good.
Let's have everybody else.
Great.
After we work at it a while, you come up with something out of this that you like. Let's have everybody else work at this for a while. Out of what we've been talking about, which is reaching middle school families, and 35 to 45-year-old parents. We're talking about median income, or just a little over median income. So a little toward the affluent side. Probably have a bachelor's degree, or at least some college. What kind of statement could we make to them that would capture this and excite them about the potential? Let's try first of all with just a general statement about the vision of the church. Connection Church exists to meet real needs in a community. What else? Just let's throw out all kind of crazy stuff for now. So Nana, could you be a scribe for us and write down some of these that we can look at? Write that one down. Just put across the top, Connection Church exists to. I'm trying to think about talking to somebody who doesn't know this church. Let's throw out let's do the craziest things we can think of, the craziest ways we can think of saying this. Look, you're first. Connection Church exists to.
Uplift broken families.
Okay.
You think what you were saying
Sorry.
crazy ways? That's a normal.
You got something more crazy before she's ready? She didn't write it yet.
Sorry.
That's perfect so far.
Right, uplift broken families.
Uplift broken families, okay? Randy, Connection Church exists to.
Affect change in middle school students.
Good, we're on a roll. Sherry, Connection Church exists to. Can't use anything anybody else used.
That's the advantage of doing early.
Connection Church exists to,
I was thinking something with the middle school, I'm just not sure how to say that. Something with the ministry that you guys do there. The way you're reaching out to the teachers and the staff there. So somebody help me out, how would you say that?
Maybe like heal schools. Heal.
the Heal Schools.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's great.
You each get credit on that one.
Yeah, sure,
American Schools. Okay, more along that line. I like this. These are all very different, but they're all
That's
grappling
fun.
with the same issue. That's great. Connection Church exists to build American families, build greatness into American families.
I like that.
How about help families build a legacy?
I like that. What was it? Say.
Help build greatness in American families. You're gonna have to learn to write 50 words a minute.
Okay. What was it last time? Help families build a legacy.
I like that one. That has a little bit of a touch to it. How about something oddly negative, like to undermine the rottenness of families? Don't write that down. I'm looking for something that captures imagination because it's a little offbeat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was your next sermon. How Jesus came to destroy or something.
No.
Destroy you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say again?
Destroy you.
Yeah.
Undermine the rottenness of families. To make family stupidity less. Let's throw out the dumb stuff.
But you should write some of that dumb stuff down because you might be able to pull
Reflow it a
something from
little
it.
To make family stupidity less. Put that one on there.
That would make a great shirt.
Yes.
Great youth slogan.
Connection Church exists to disconnect you from stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what?
Connection Church, disconnecting stupidity.
Mom, how you supposed to be?
Disconnecting demons and families.
T-Y at the end. No, leave the I. Just add T-Y.
We know what it means.
It's good enough, baby.
Oh my God. Who's that?
Don't worry, I wouldn't know what. I'm your one biggest fan.
Mom is too.
She's our favorite.
So you can say yesterday, connecting people to each other and to God. But how would you say that in a more edgy way? Because that's so churchy.
Well, what did you say to connect people to God?
He was saying yesterday about he wants to connect people to other people and he wants to connect people to God. So how would you take those connecting the dots and put in an arrangement into something that's a little more?
They exist to connect the dots.
Wait, say again?
He said they exist to connect the dots.
Can we write that?
As long as it draws a picture.
As long as you.
As long as it draws a
Connecting
picture.
the dots of life, connecting the dots of healthy family.
It'd be cool to have that word connect in there. he looks so pathetic.
He's very good at that. Like,
Comes natural in our family.
That would get me, he'd be ready for my not get me.
I'm surprised he's not,
I know.
your kid.
Because I don't know if he'd come to me if he was, he would let me.
At this point, he would come to you.
So it's something like getting families closer to God so they're closer to each other. What would be a better way to say that? Drawing families to God so they connect with each other. Nah, I don't like that. We're making entirely too much sense. Good brainstorming doesn't necessarily make sense. We gotta get goofier.
Luke, come on,
I'm liking on Goofy.
yeah. You said you like to be.
Destroying the things that destroy families.
Well, that's good.
Try that for a minute on there as a way to stir us a little bit. Get that stuff in his head. Should have blocked it, bounced off his brother's head. Hey, missed that time.
this bottle in the fridge. Hey, I'm gonna do the rest of that.
How did you feeling? Interesting. Okay. Play quietly, or are you gonna sit on timeout?
So like, breaking the chains of bondage, breaking.
Well, not edgy, but I thought of reaching the heart of your family.
It's getting really awkward to write now.
Yeah, make it comfortable for yourself.
Reaching the hearts of families.
Of your
Reaching the
family.
heart of your family.
I was thinking of a little statement. Making life fun again.
Oh, I like that. That's got
Along those
potential.
lines.
There's a great study done a few years ago by Group Magazine and another major entity, I forget who, Gallup, that said they checked with people who love their church. The survey was, if you say you love your church, we want to know why. Well, the vast majority of people love their church have two things going on that is significant. Number one, they have 6 to 8 friends within the church body. And number two, they are doing ministry within the church weekly. And so Peter Haas and his group have about a 4-year-old church. I think it's called Substance Church. About 2,500 people, almost all in their 20s and almost all new salvations. Really unusual. And they went after this specifically, and he says that most people think, when they think in terms of ministry, Christians think way too seriously. They think about getting a task done rather than connecting people. So he said, we're going to rearrange our church, and some key issues in our church from the ground up is going to be about connecting people. So he says, our ministry leaders aren't allowed to call themselves ministry leaders, they have to call themselves party organizers.
Yeah.
Because he said, it's that issue right there.
Right.
Church has to first of all be fun, because it's first of all about relationship, and secondarily about setup, or about the task, whatever the task is, Bible study. The relationship first, the task second. So I really think you're onto something. And to that end, they do a 7-minute party after each service. A 7-minute party for first-time guests, and they call it the 7-minute party. They say in every service, we're working on this right now. If you're a first first time guest here, there's a 7-minute party for you in the foyer. It's in a public place, it's not in a private room. The idea is that guests feel like I could walk by and
Yeah.
sort of be in it, and that'd be okay. And the 7-minute party has food, and for a few minutes, they introduce staff members. Staff members come in wearing lanyards, and then they talk a little bit about what the purpose of the church is all about. And the most important part of the 7-minute party is they say the next step, if you're thinking about becoming part of Connection Church, is you come to an event that we're doing Tuesday night that is an introduction to Connection Church. I don't remember what they call it. But his point is that exact thing, and I really think that's the mother lode right there. I think most people don't think of church as fun, and that needs to be, if there's a way to communicate that, that's powerful.
When I think of making life fun again, you know, I'm thinking of, I'm emotional, man, when it comes out of this mess. You know, my life wasn't fun when I was addicted to pornography, and when I was in the middle of all my mess. And, you know, so I think there's depth to that statement. You know, there's healing in there. There's, you know, it seems superficial, but man, there's a lot going on there. And as y'all were thinking and saying all these things, that kind of phrase came to me, and I felt like it kind of covers, you know, helping families build a legacy. If a family can have fun together, they're building a legacy.
Yeah.
If they're angry and bitter and fighting, they're not building a legacy.
Because the fun moments everybody has in their childhood are fun moments.
Yeah.
They think fondly of fun.
Yeah, and fun
That's
doesn't
good.
come with unhealthy people. So I think there's so much there, you know, in along the lines of connecting people to God and connecting people to others. You know, life becomes fun when you're connected. But people are somewhat. I think that whole idea of connecting is tough.
So how about Connection Church? Fun opportunities to connect with God. Is that getting close?
I mean,
And each other?
are we trying to figure out a phrase to put on like the side of the advertisement, or a
It's
phrase,
not-
or a vision statement that's going to drive the church? Is that
It's
more
not
like-
exactly advertised. That's just one of the facets to think about it. It's more about trying to describe what the Holy Spirit is trying to do.
Yeah.
Advertising is one of the ways that's expressed, but at Freedom Valley, it's reaching people who've given up on church, because when we started, the culture was rapidly moving away from church as a solution. Most people don't think of church as a solution. So that's a phrase. It sticks. It's something everybody in the church can quickly pick up on and carry. I've thought of a million better ways to say it, but they're all bland. And it sort of has this little stickiness to it. So if ultimately there could be some sticky way to describe what the Holy Spirit wants to do through Connection Church, that'd be the best. Something that people instinctively remember. Like ridiculously fun opportunities.
Yeah.
It needs to somehow say crazy fun, messy fun. Joe, what's his name? Joe Castronova's big genius when he opened in Lancaster last year was they opened with a series called Messy Church. And I mean, when I first saw this advertisement, I thought, ew. Except it really works, and I never could forget it.
Right.
They had a picture of a kid eating spaghetti, and had spaghetti in her hair and all over her face, and spaghetti everywhere. You know, a little kid gets it. And saying, we know your family's messy, so are we, something like that. Man, it was effective. So something that would say messy opportunities, or a church that embraces the messiness of life.
The church that gets that life is messy and wants to help it be.
I had this week. I was working on this for a deal for our Party Like a Disciple series this summer. When one of our guys, he just married a lady. He's got a child. He married a lady with 2 children, and she moved into his house. And he just wrote me. He said, "I cannot take how messy my house is these days.
It's
And he
freaking
sent
them
me
out.
pictures, it's freaking him out.
Yeah.
He said, my parents' house was never this messy. I said, how many kids do your parents have? One, just him. So he come from this ultra clean, neat freak home, which, by the way, he rejected his parents' faith in church and doesn't see them anymore. So he didn't like their neat freak home, but he's freaking out about the messiness of life. And I'm wanting to try to build one of those series around that kind of idea. I think there's a Holy Spirit communication from him, saying that fun is often messy. And I'm feeling this in here. If there's some way we could write that in here where we say, embracing the messiness, embracing the fun messiness of families that are healing or something like that. I love Joe Castranova's emphasis on building a messy church. I know certain people don't. Certain personalities, I don't know which one of those personalities don't like the messiness so much.
Her?
But the C personality, is it?
Right.
But
Tell me. Was that right?
I love his stuff. I would have still gone to their church. When I saw his
Yeah.
promo stuff,
The postcards and stuff.
and I've probably driven like a half an hour to go to their church. I mean,
Yeah.
that is really.
well, you could any day you want. It'll take you about 45 minutes. But
I got those Facebook numbers then.
okay.
We spent about $100 or less, and we got.
We did.
Yeah, on
We actually
Facebook.
got up to our ceiling for the first time ever. We never got to the ceiling before.
That was $100 a ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She said $100 or less.
Or yeah, it was.
It was like $99. Yeah.
90 something.
And then we got 64,000 impressions. I don't know the difference between impressions and clicks. 201 clicks. Do you know the
44
difference?
actually.
201 clicks?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
So it says
The
right
Yeah,
number I
that's
got
what it
before was more clicks.
What's the difference between the impressions and the clicks?
Impressions when it shows up on somebody's page because they fit the demographic that you punched in.
Okay, and click.
But a click is when they actually responded and clicked on it.
So that's
Is that-
about
yeah.
50 cents a click.
That's the right number.
You can choose to pay for impressions or pay for clicks. We chose clicks. They gave us the impressions number. I think I heard her say this, but I'm now thinking, I thought it was more clicks than 200. But
My screenshot says
they
201.
put out the impressions number to try to impress you with the big numbers.
Yep.
201.
201.
Okay. Are we any closer here?
To, again, tell me what's the purpose of this again?
To describe what the Holy Spirit wants to do in one sentence, you're describing it to an unbeliever or to an unchurched person,
I'm gonna stick with my phrase.
which is making life fun again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you imagine yourself talking to a neighbor who doesn't go to church, and they say, what do? You say, I'm a pastor. Really? Yeah, I'm pastoring a new church. We're trying to redo the church concept. We want to make life fun again. Does that work for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For me personally.
Dope Connection Church. Good. Jennifer, what will you say? Is that something you can grab a hold of, or do other things
Yeah.
mean more to you than that?
No, I think that's good. I mean, I kept trying to change it to making church fun again, but if church was never fun, then it doesn't make sense. So making life fun again, I think kind of rings a little more true.
Okay.
I mean, I don't,
So I'm your neighbor now. What about Connection Church makes life fun again?
if you were to ask me that,
Yeah.
personally, I would simply say when you find a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and you serve Him with all your heart, you will. I love watching Joel Osteen because he inspires me every time he says, "You take you places you never dreamed of," you know, and it's so true.
Okay.
You serve Him with all your heart. That's one of the conversations I get in with people that are not believers. Is like, you know, we don't need people. We don't need more people who are halfway. You know, we need 100%. You know, Don't do God unless you want to do Him all the way, man. You know.
So fun again is almost an adventure.
Well, I think everybody's had fun in their life at some point, and I think everybody's had a moment. I mean, you could drop again, making life fun.
Making life fun.
You know, because maybe some people life isn't fun or never was, and I think there is some, but I think everybody has some fun in their life at some point.
I think I would be John 10:10. Came to give him life and life more abundantly. I mean, I could see it on a billboard like this. Life, fun, again.
Yeah.
Connection Church. Can you pull that off? Are services fun?
They're not what I want. They will be. It's just a matter of time. They will be fun, and I think we do have fun sometimes. What?
We've had fun once.
Yeah, we've had fun once.
There is that
I
one time.
think we do have fun. I think we had fun Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day was enjoyable.
To know that that's your heart and your goal is
Yeah.
significant. If there's somebody in the church that says, this isn't so fun right now, you say, yeah, but we're working on it. That's where we're going.
That has been a desire of my heart since day one. I said already, like, I was sitting in my last church, and I was sitting there once and I said, this is boring. But it shouldn't be. This is boring. Everything about what we did this morning was boring. And so for me,
Making church
I
fun?
like that a lot better.
Ultimately, this is going to come down to one thing. The thing that resonates in your heart and you hear yourself saying accidentally again and again and again and again. It's just so natural inside of you that you can't stop it.
but the life thing is important to me because it's the individuals that make up the church, and I feel like, you know, I don't want to promote the church as much as your individual life, and I think the church makes your life fun. But that being said, I think that's something you can think about and work on for
I think making
days.
family stupidity less still has some.
We may
I like that
use that
Brittany.
one.
You're
That was-
quiet.
yeah.
That sounds not good.
No, that's
But when
perfect.
you-
Sure.
Oh,
But when you say
This
something
message
sounds
approved by your
corny,
What
it
what,
sticks with you.
what doesn't sound good?
Let's
Making church fun again?
make family stupidity less.
Oh. That was irony.
I
She's
love
being
that.
like
Humor.
real though. Look at her face.
No.
She-
She got the irony out. You know your mother's way, way, way too classy a woman to ever use.
No,
that
I like
phrase
that.
out loud.
I thought she was messing with me. No, she's so
Next time you be down, you'll be seeing t-shirts without our pictures.
We're proud. You can
just
cross it out there, but it's in her head. That,
Yep.
you know.
And hey, if you've seen the spaghetti ones, you probably thought they were terrible too. You never know.
I want to find the spaghetti ones because I really think I think that's an important message. Now, Bonnie, weren't you one of the personalities that doesn't react well with that? Didn't you say that youth was uncomfortable for you because
Yeah.
it was so what?
Chaotic.
So when you
hard
see Joe Castronova's messy thing, have you ever seen it?
Did the Herberts, did they use the same picture? Because they just did something just like
They
that.
did their own.
Yeah.
But it was a takeoff of his. How did that feel to you?
I thought, well, I just saw theirs. I'll look up his. I thought theirs was like a little like gross, which is what it's supposed to be, but
It is.
it made me, they did it to advertise a spaghetti dinner too, and I was like,
Right.
I would not eat at that dinner because it seemed gross to me, but I don't
You
know.
wouldn't eat at the dinner?
No. Well, I don't know. I probably would because I like believe in the cause, but otherwise I don't
But
think
if you
I would.
didn't know them.
Yeah, I don't think I would if it was just a random thing.
That's really interesting. I really think that's important.
Yeah.
But I would.
Yeah.
Because I see life as pretty messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel a little relieved that somebody's addressing it.
Yeah.
Somebody's bringing it up. Like, I think life is a little like the living room. And your mom's a little bit of a neat freak. But look at that living room.
Yeah, she's a neat freak.
She likes things neat and orderly, but she embraces that life has a messy side, and I think that's pretty good. I just want to find this and then we'll be done. You can put the video off for the day.